Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six have caught the attention of fans with something new. We'll also check out what's going on with Jade Cargill, Naomi, and more. Starting things off with Jade Cargill and Naomi, because this is quickly turning into another big conversation amongst the fans. If you go back to late last year, that's when WWE first started the Mystery Attacker storyline with Jade Cargill, and it was by far the hottest and most engaging storyline for that little stretch of time right there. Then the big payoff happened at Elimination Chamber. Jade Cargill returned, and Naomi morphed into such a great heel character ever since. So nothing but big major positives there. The storyline was so hot that Jade Cargill and Naomi got the first ever non-title women's singles match in WrestleMania history. So a great storyline with a history-making WrestleMania match. Jade Cargill picked up the win, got her revenge on Naomi, and it was a great end to that great storyline. Jade Cargill went on to win Queen of the Ring, Naomi went on to win Money in the Bank. Everyone wins in the end, and it was looking great. But a moment from the July 4th edition of SmackDown left fans really scratching their heads in confusion. Naomi ambushed Jade Cargill backstage at SmackDown, and then it was announced that Jade Cargill versus Naomi would be taking place again, this time at Evoultion. And it's crazy that that event unfolded like this, because this situation here directly relates to the conversation we were diving into earlier this week about the current issue of long, stretched out, never-ending feuds in WWE. A lot of fans don't really know what's happening with CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and how stretched out that has become. And now, it unfortunately looks like Naomi versus Jade Cargill is entering that same conversation and territory. They had a great storyline with a great conclusion at WrestleMania. Fans don't really see the point in reigniting Naomi and Jade Cargill's feud. And from a booking perspective, it's like you're writing yourself into a corner, because Jade Cargill is the Queen of the Ring and will be competing for the WWE Women's title at Summerslam. So you know that she's not going to lose or look bad before that big Summerslam match. And for Naomi, obviously she's missed Money in the Bank. You don't want her to look bad either. You want to keep building up that momentum she has going on right now. So fans just don't really understand the mindset of reviving and extending this feud when both women need to keep their momentum going right now. Going into Evoultion, it's a very strange and confusing move on paper, but maybe there is a game plan or a bigger reason for this match being added to the card. One of the fan theories floating around out there is that it could set up Naomi's cash-in. When it comes to the historical booking of Money in the Bank contract holders, there's a pattern there with the booking. There's a tendency of contract holders being embarrassed and suffering major losses before coming out at the end of the night to cash in, turning their luck around and exiting the show as a world champion. If you go down the list of contract holders, you'll see so many examples of this pattern. Look at WrestleMania 40. Damian Priest loses the tag team titles at the event, but he also cashes in at WrestleMania 40 and leaves that same show as World Heavyweight Champion. Look at Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. He took the big RKO from Randy Orton and lost that singles match, but he cashes in at the end of the night to leave WrestleMania 31 as WWE Champion. So fans are wondering if that could be the hidden agenda here for Naomi. Could Naomi get absolutely destroyed in the match at Evoultion against Jade Cargill, but then comes out later in the night to cash in during Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus and leave the event as WWE Women's Champion? And if Naomi does have a successful cash-in at Evoultion, that means that Jade Cargill and Naomi will meet again at SummerSlam, since Jade is already booked for a world title match at that event. So that is a whole crazy scenario that fans wonder if that could be happening just like that. Not to mention that a third singles meeting between Naomi and Jade Cargill at SummerSlam would be dragging it even more. And there's no real conflict of having an interesting feud there, because assuming Jade Cargill wins at Evoultion, then that means the feud has been strongly dominated by Jade Cargill. She won at WrestleMania, won at Evoultion, so it's not like the feud is tied up with a few wins on each side. It's not like SummerSlam would be a rubber match. In this hypothetical scenario, Naomi would be winless against Jade Cargill in this entire feud, so that would take away from the interest levels if they do plan on putting them together at SummerSlam. So a lot of fans don't really understand the purpose of putting Jade Cargill and Naomi up against each other again at Evoultion. But the easiest guess and assumption at the moment is that they must be setting up something major involving Naomi's cash-in, either at Evoultion or SummerSlam. Something's definitely brewing there, and we'll have to see how that turns out. Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six have been back for a few weeks now on SmackDown, and you definitely don't want to label their return as a flop already. It's still pretty early in the run, and a lot of great things can still happen. There just hasn't been that many exciting things to talk about in regards to the Wyatts in recent weeks. But that all changed with the July 4th edition of SmackDown. Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six came out to beat up the tag team division and advance that storyline. But what caught everyone's eyes was actually Uncle Howdy's long black jacket. Upon first glance, it may seem like an ordinary black jacket, but hardcore Bray Wyatt fans and viewers of the 2024 Bray Wyatt documentary probably recognize that jacket right away. The jacket Uncle Howdy had on during the July 4th edition of SmackDown is the exact jacket Bray Wyatt was planning to wear as a part of the Fiend's new look. Before his tragic and untimely passing, Bray Wyatt and Jason Baker had finished preparing the new look the Fiend was gonna have when he eventually was brought back to WWE television in 2023. The model of that new Fiend look that showed in the documentary was rocking the same exact jacket that Uncle Howdy was wearing. That was going to be the Fiend's new entrance jacket. If you look up both jackets, the buttons and everything match up perfectly. It's the same jacket. So it's another very nice touch and subtle tribute from Uncle Howdy to his late brother, Bray Wyatt. Howdy has the Fiend's pinstripes on his arm piece. He's wearing the Fiend's gloves that have Bray lettering on it, and now he's officially wearing the Fiend's entrance jacket. Some fans are going as far to say as that maybe Uncle Howdy is transforming into his own Fiend-related persona. Although the Fiend effect and influence is surely running through Uncle Howdy, it seems like these recent Fiend editions are just meant to be tributes to his brother's life and his creations. But one fan theory we spoke about a few months ago that still has a chance to take place is a special Fiend-themed entrance for Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six at SummerSlam. SummerSlam is the first event the Fiend appeared at, so it would be another beautiful touch if the Wyatts have a special Fiend-themed special entrance at SummerSlam 2025. A tribute to the Fiend at SummerSlam is something that fans have been discussing for a long time now, so if the Wyatts are going to be involved in the tag team title picture heading into SummerSlam and have a match on the card, they hope to see that special Fiend tribute entrance is still very much alive. A lot of fans have been loving all the tributes that the Wyatts have done so far, and for Howdy to now be wearing the jacket that the Fiend was supposed to wear in 2023, it's such a beautiful tribute and powerful gesture there by him. His brother didn't get to wear that jacket to the ring, but Uncle Howdy now wears it in his honor. The Wyatts are still coming after the tag team titles though, so hopefully that narrative and storyline also picks up there in the coming weeks. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.